Hi, my name is Michał Słowikowski and I'm pre-sales engineer in Datapolis. In this video, we'll create an onboarding process. We will use a lot of mechanism which was shown in the previous video, so if you haven't taken a look at it, please take a while to know it well so we can just go and dig straight to creation of our onboarding process. Before making the video, I've prepared our list, creating multiple columns. So now I would like to show you the form and I will tell a little bit what will happen inside that process. First, we have one list which will contain form for our new employees. We want to have some employee ID, basic contact information, the start date when the new employee will join the company, to which department, who will be the manager of the employee, and what job title will the person have. Also, which is quite crucial for our process, is that we will have to select to which device or which system user needs to have an access. Okay, so we can close the form. We have also second list, which is called IT tasks. This list is quite important because if we will select, for example, that the new employee needs to have laptop, domain account, exchange account, and so on, we will create such IT task for proper administrator or for the person responsible for that kind of solution. Okay, so we'll create one workflow which will manage full onboarding process for every new employee, and also we'll create a second workflow which will be responsible for managing specific tasks. Okay, so let us go first and create workflow for new employees. We'll create new process which will be called onboarding. We'll start from placing new states. So it will be new employee. Form. Next, we'll be waiting for completion of IT tasks. And in this workflow, we'll use the third shape, the third way of working with process. This shape is decision diamond or decision block, and the shape is responsible for automating decision or automating the movement inside of the process. The idea about that shape is that it will check proper conditions, and if they will be okay, the decision block will push the process through the proper route. Okay, so we have our states, we have our decision block. Now we'll need to connect those with actions. Now we will name those actions. And the last action would be continue onboarding. So this is the business layer of the process. Now we need to go and assign proper technical activities to make our process work. So we will go to submit tasks to IT department action. We'll go to activities, and we'll start by creating conditioning activity. For that, we'll go to control block, and we'll take the if conditioning. Now we'll configure that activity. Here we'll check if the field with laptop was selected as required. So we'll take the current item and field laptop. Here we have to check is it true or false, because this is default yes no field. So if the field is selected, so the value is true, we would like to create a task on the list IT tasks. So as you can see, we are taking the add item activity from the list of activities. We'll rename it. We will point on which list we want to create new task. This list is on the same site as our current list, so we need to go to the current site level, select site lists and libraries, and select IT tasks. Now we need to select which content type we want to create from which template. So we are selecting item, and we will provide some basic field values. So what is interesting for us? First, the title. This task is for laptop, so we'll name it prepare laptop for new employee. Next, we need the information for who we need to prepare that laptop. So we'll take the employee ID, and we'll provide data which is held on our current form. So we'll create new lookup from scratch. We'll take the SharePoint node. We'll go to the current item, and we'll select the field employee ID. Okay. And the last part is we'll take the new lookup, and we need to provide some additional data to match the IT task and the form which created that task. So we'll write to the column source ID information from current item ID. Okay. Okay. Now we'll create rest of activities. Okay, so we've finished building our activities diagram, and we'll go and create new condition. We have placed a decision block which is pointing which direction our process will go. But now we need to add some conditions to that. So we'll double click on the decision block. We will select decision path. And we can see our two actions in order. So first action which will be launched, it will be onboarding completed. And if the first action hasn't been launched, we will start continue onboarding. We want to be sure that onboarding completed will be started if every task is finished. We are using variable which is counting all the tasks which has been added and which has been created. For that we need to go to the conditions window and add new condition. So we will let users to start onboarding completed only when variable tasks is equal to 0. This means that all tasks has been completed. Okay, okay, and okay. Okay, now we can save and deploy the workflow to SharePoint list. Okay, now we need to go and create new process on IT tasks list. This process will be responsible for managing tasks assigned to specific IT personnel. For that, we will go also to the list settings and workbox settings. And we'll create new workflow. It will be called task management. Okay, now we will need just one state. This will be task in progress. And we'll connect that state with the process with actions. We'll name the action finish task. And now we'll go and edit activity diagram for that task. What we need to do is that we need to launch workflow action. This activity will start specific action on different workflow. Okay, we need to start workflow action, which is called finish task, in onboarding process, which is assigned to our new employees list. So here we need to fill proper data. SharePoint list will be current site new employees. Filter list items. We have in our IT tasks item added specific column which is holding the ID, the source ID of the new employee form. So we need to find the item with ID same as current item source ID. Workflow name is onboarding. State name we'll just copy from that process. Action name is finish task. Okay, we'll just save and deploy the workflow. And we'll get back to our site. We'll go to new employees list and we'll create new form. We'll provide some additional information, who will be the manager and job title. So our employee will require laptop, mobile phone, domain and exchange account access, and MSDN access. Okay, so to add new tasks, we need to submit tasks to IT department. So we'll run that action. We'll confirm it, and we'll go to IT tasks list. As you can see, we have all tasks which have been selected on our employee form. So we have laptop, mobile, Active Directory, Exchange account, and MSDN account request. Okay, so now what we want to do is we want to start the finish task action. We'll click it. Of course, we need to confirm it. And our task management process is finished. So what happened in our new employees workflow? As you can see, still it's in progress, but if we'll go inside of it, we can easily see that we have started the action finish task. It went through decision block, and because of the fact that we have still waiting tasks tasks waiting for progress, we run the action continue onboarding. Okay, but for example, what if we want to create some additional notifications or some reminders? Maybe we have some SLAs for specific systems. For that, we can create something which is called Selftimer. Selftimer is the trigger which automatically start specific action. For example, if we would like to send email notification, we could create action and, for example, name it reminder. As you can see, this is a simple action which has all of previous possibilities. So we can attach specific form, we can assign conditions, we can create an activity diagram, and now we'll use the activities. So we'll go inside and we'll select option send an email. Here, of course, we can provide who is the receiver of the email. So for example, the administrator to which we've assigned our task. Of course, we can provide body of the message and things like that. But the most important part is how the action will be started. We need to go inside of the state and we'll click on the Selftimer option. Here we need to define new Selftimer. We can name it, and here we need to choose which action will be launched by the Selftimer. We can select all of actions which are available in that state, so we can see finish task and reminder. Of course, you can also see to which state the action points. We want to start reminder action. Now we can define when the Selftimer will start. Will it be after some specific time or maybe at some specific time? In our case, we want to say that after 2 days we need to start that specific Selftimer. Of course, we can also add some additional conditions for the Selftimer, but in our case this will be sufficient. Okay, okay, and okay. Now, after 2 days of being idle in the state task in progress, system automatically will trigger the action reminder and send an email to specified receiver with content which we have provided inside body of the email. Now we can just save and deploy and wait for the self-timer to trigger. Now we'll just finish all of the tasks to see how it will work with our main workflow. So we'll finish the task for preparing mobile phone. And rest of the systems and hardware. Now we'll go back to our new employees list. And as you can see, our onboarding process is completed. We can just go inside of it and see details what happened inside.